Okay, so here we are on SellerSnap, the sign-up page for SellerSnap, the Amazon repricer. My intention with this tour here is that we're going to experience this together for the first time. I've never used SellerSnap before, so we're going to go through the sign-up process. We're going to go through all the features and basically go through the entire process of signing up to actually having SellerSnap reprice our inventory. So my intention here is a few things. Number one, I want to see how simple or complex it is, how good of a job they do with making things simple for Amazon users, because most Amazon repricers are hopelessly complex. That's number one. Number two, figure out what it's missing, what it has, what it doesn't have, and just kind of figure out where it fits in the whole ecosystem of repricers. There's over 30 different automated Amazon repricers out there, which is an insane number. So I want to figure out what exactly is SellerSnap, how do they differentiate themselves? And all the stuff you're going to see here is stuff you can only see if you actually went through the process of signing up. So you kind of bypass that and go through this with me. Okay, so let's dive in. Okay, so we're fast forwarding about 6 minutes here. I'm sparing you what I just went through, but I signed up for a SellerSnap account, and it just seems to be frozen on this page. It's just spinning endlessly. It says create account. I link my Amazon selling account, and here we are. So I'm just going to wait this out, and I'll restart this video when I actually get access to SellerSnap. So cross your fingers. Okay, so after literally an hour, it finally created an account for me. I got in. Here we are on the dashboard. And what do we do next? I'm assuming we head over to store settings, which I'm guessing is where the repricing settings are. Okay, so here we are. So general, store name, repricing, whether it's on or off. Let's turn it off for now because I don't. Okay, buy box price guard. It says for AI repricer only. If you've watched any of my videos, you should know how I feel about AI repricing. I'm fine with it as long as there's transparency into what it's doing. And I've never seen any repricer that gives you any transparency into how its AI works. So it's always going to be a hard pass if a company says, hey, trust us, and that's it. No other explanation, no transparency, always going to be a hard pass. So I see the word AI, and my guard's already up. It says set a simulation for the AI repricer to decrease price below current buy box if you are not winning the buy box. Look, I don't know. I'm turning this off. Until a repricer shows me and tells me exactly what their AI is doing, exactly what the logic is, hard pass, always. And I recommend you have the same policy. So moving on, minimum business price discount. I don't use the business prices, so this is not relevant. Competitive price threshold. When on, the repricer will not price above the competitive price threshold when available. Okay, so what is the competitive price threshold? I kind of don't like that I'm forced to sort of open a separate tab to define each of these things. I'd prefer a little pop-up like most repricers do, but okay. Competitive price threshold is defined by Amazon as the following. A price is based on competitive prices from other retailers. Okay, so this is part of the whole fair pricing policy, etc., etc. So it's saying the offer may be ineligible for the buy box if the seller's price plus shipping minus Amazon's points is greater than the competitive price. The competitive price thing is what creates high pricing errors, what apparently makes sellers ineligible for the buy box, etc. So I kind of understand this concept. I get it. We can leave that on for now. So I guess the question I would have is, how does SellerSnap claim to know what the competitive price threshold is? Amazon does not advertise that. Unless there's some really, really new thing, like in the last few weeks that I'm not aware of, Amazon does not share that. So I'm a little bit suspicious about that. And that's one of the grievances I have with a lot of software is they sort of give fancy names to things that don't actually do anything. So I'm wondering if that actually works. But, you know, it's very hard to disprove. So that's a little suspect, but okay. For FBA listings, never price below X amount below the buy box if the buy box winner is FBA. Never price below X amount if the winner is FBM. Never price below X amount. The buy box winner is Amazon. A little bit interesting, I guess. It's kind of, the phrasing is a little bit weird. So never price below. It's kind of weird how below is after amount. Like you would like to think it would go in the form of a sentence, like $1 below amount or percent. So it makes sense that if there's just a dollar sign and a percentage sign, and then that would flow like a sentence. I know it sounds like I'm nitpicking, but I do think this is kind of some bad design here. So it's saying, hey, just don't go too far below the buy box, and here's how far to go below in each instance. I'm not sure why this is front and center, why this is the first thing we see. Seems like a weird choice to kind of, it's almost like you would think the most important things would be first. I'm not sure why this of all things. Like, it's just a kind of a random buy box setting, like minimum and maximum. Auto adjust min max. When activated, SellerSnap will automatically adjust min and max values based on either markup percentage on cost, inventory lab, or dynamic max price. I am the biggest critic of these tools, not just repricers, but repricers are one of the worst offenders. Any software tool that tries to give a flashy name to something without telling me what it is. So what is a dynamic max price? And what does inventory lab have to do with min? I mean, why is none of this explained? We can click again and open a tab, and it opens up an article. Activating tier markup. SellerSnap will automatically calculate min and max values based on which tier the cost of a good falls into. You guys, I'm not signed up for a single repricer where I had to just fight every step of the way to figure out what the heck they were talking about. It's so crazy. It's just like it's almost like they're trolling us. It's not just passively like a passive error. It's almost like hostile. As a general rule, I mean, I can tell you right now, 0% chance I'm signed up for SellerSnap. Zero. You have already lost my business when you're forcing me to hack my way through all your jargon. So the quality of the features isn't even relevant at this point to me. It's more just you have sort of set a really, really hostile tone with me where you're throwing all this stuff at me, expecting me to just know what you're talking about. Like if they had any sort of, and it sounds a little harsh, but like if they had like respect for the user, they would simplify everything. There wouldn't be a need for a glossary. So I don't like that at all. Auto adjust min max. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. You're not telling me what you're doing. Why would I activate that feature? Okay, so min and max source. Select the source which determines the min and max values for FBA and merge fulfilled listings. The source that determines the min and max. Okay. Again, no idea what tier markup is, so that's going to be a pass. Why can't I click anything? So this is kind of crazy. Like none of these are clickable. Min and max source. Select the source. Okay, so it's asking us to do something. Select the source. I'm not kidding. Like if you can't hear, but I'm like pounding. I'm pounding the touchpad right now. Like nothing will open. Nothing will do anything. I'm clicking. So okay, so it's like actually broken. I guess maybe if this is activated. Oh wow, and it gives you a disclaimer. This is interesting. I mean, they actually had to have lawyers write this. It looks like by clicking I agree, you agree that use of the minimum maximum price calculation feature of the platform is entirely at your own risk, and that you have read the foregoing. I gotta tell you, I've never seen a repricer with a legal disclaimer before it will enable a feature. This is fascinating. I kind of want to just copy this. So I copy this into a WordPad just to read it. Any mistakes or errors in Amazon.com's API or other third-party service provider where you maintain SellerSnap is not responsible for price changes not being processed by Amazon. I mean, I understand this is a high-stakes thing. Repricing is a high-stakes thing. I'm kind of surprised more repricers don't do this, actually. I'm not faulting them for doing this. Because again, if a repricer gets inventory wrong, the stakes are very, very high, right? So kind of interesting. I just never seen that before, so I just thought it was funny. Okay, so I guess I agree. Wow, a second disclaimer. Please be aware that by activating this tool, the min and max values on the store will automatically adjust based on the settings. As a precaution, SellerSnap advises users to export a copy. I mean, repricing is off, so I don't know why I got all these legal disclaimers. My repricing is turned off. I jumped back over because I was like, why is it so freaking out of me? Like, why is it so concerned it's going to make changes? And it can't. You guys, I'm hoping this is not just an error. Like, this just doesn't work. I'm hoping if I turn this on that suddenly these become clickable. But I got to tell you, it's not clear. It's like truly not clear. So we're moving on. Repricing presets. So I'm going to click a preset. Undefined. Preset name, slow selling books. Default repricing method. Okay, so now there's a bunch of preset, what they call pricing methods. AI repricer, win the buy box, follow lowest seller fulfilled prime, follow lowest, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's just tons and tons and tons. I'm always going to choose the custom option, assuming that's available. any repricer that forces me to use one of their pre-formatted options is like never ever gonna be okay with me. I'll never use a repricer like that. Follow buy box, follow competitors, fixed price, follow. I'm looking for anything that indicates I can customize. This might be the first repricer that doesn't allow you to customize. Oh, it says presets. So is there an option, default repricing preset? So is there an option for non-preset? In other words, just making a rule from scratch. Yeah, a little confused. I see all these options here, but I'm not really... Okay, I'm doing my best here to make sense of this. So I'm just going to pick one at random and see if we can edit it. That's the best we can hope for right now. So follow competitor. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, so seller ID. Okay, so that's where you follow a specific seller. So that is not useful to us. So let's start over again and let's pick... I don't like that there's not just a custom option. Like that should be... that has been an option in every other repricer I've seen. So this is a problem for me. Follow lowest FBA. Let's just go with that and then see if it will let us actually adjust, or if actually we just have to kind of surrender to it. So type, amount, difference, $1, I guess. Ignore back ordered. What is the diff mean? What does that mean? Is it higher or lower? It just says follow lowest FBA, but what does that mean? Does that mean it's underprices, matches, and what is diff? I mean, why would there not be an explanation as to what diff stands for? Diff? Is that $1 difference? Like, what does that mean? Add a condition, competitor with seller ID. So I guess this is making sense. Okay. I have to tell you guys, of every repricer that I've reviewed so far, this has the fewest, the largest number of key, crucial, fundamental options that are missing. I haven't seen one mention of condition. I haven't seen one mention of product category. In other words, setting a rule based on product category, setting a rule based on condition. Haven't seen one mention of sales rank. Haven't seen one mention of seller SKU. In other words, setting a rule based on SKU or partial SKU. Probably a million other things I'm not thinking of. I mean, this is as bare bones as I've seen. I'm actually really curious what the price is. I'm assuming if I go here, this will all be divulged. What's absolutely wild to me is there's no mention of account. There's no mention of what my plan is, how much it costs, like enter your credit card, like there's nothing. I'm starting to wonder, is this even free, or is it taking a percentage of my sales? Did I agree to that? Very, very confusing. I mean, I'm clicking everywhere I can click and I'm not seeing any mention of my account or what I signed up for. Now I'm curious. I didn't want to like Google this. SellerSnap. So I'm going to go back to their sales page. I want to see, it says pricing. Starting at $250 a month. I had no idea. Oh, that's the premium plan. I can't believe what I'm looking at. The plans bottom out at $250 per month. I was 1,000% prepared for this to be one of the cheapest repricers, because I'm going through this and I'm like, this is missing basically all the key settings that a repricer should have. I don't see anything here that justifies $250 a month, or anything that justifies it being in the top tier in terms of pricing, most expensive repricers. I don't see it. I don't know what I'm missing. It's just, I mean, there's almost nothing here. I don't know who's subscribing to this. I mean, we haven't even gone very far. I was prepared to just like continue and dig deeper, but I'm just like $250 a month. I don't know anybody that would pay for this. And it's not even something that's like, oh, well, it's catered to larger sellers because it has all these bazillion options that aren't relevant to smaller sellers like you and I. It doesn't even have that. It doesn't even like claim to have, AI, or there's just like, you guys, I'm going back to the sales page to try to figure out what their claim of superiority even is. Like, what exactly are they claiming is the reason anyone should sign up for their tool? AI Amazon repricer. Self-learning repricing inspired by game theory principles. Simply turn repricing on and let AI do the work. So I guess their appeal is, hey, if you're really, really lazy and don't want to understand anything about Amazon pricing, just let us handle it. Seller analytics. I mean, I see no mention of any of these things here. There's listings, there's overview. I mean, I guess there's analytics, like just a bare bones amount of analytics, like your total profit over the last 7 days, total revenue, total older items. I mean, this is all stuff you can see at a glance. Total ordered items. I mean, this is all stuff you can see at a glance inside Seller Central. This is not analytics you would ever pay for, ever, ever, ever. So that's completely insane. I see no mention of AI repricing. It's on their website, but it's when you actually sign in, there's just no mention of it. I can't figure out what I'm supposed to be doing right now or what I'm missing. There's all these presets. So I guess there is a mention of AI because there's all these presets. But I mean, these presets are so minimal. Default repricing method. It says fixed price, and then you just enter some amount, but it doesn't explain. I mean, you guys, this This is by far the most baffling repricer I've signed up for in terms of just how utterly confused I am. I'm looking at this like, what does this even do? Fixed price. So I guess this will just reprice everything to the same price. No other attributes. That doesn't make any sense. Let's go back to follow lowest FBA. Oh, this is bizarre. Follow buy box. I thought reprice it. Reprice it is another repricer. I thought reprice it was the simplest repricer. This has fewer options than reprice it and cost over 10 times more. I have no idea what they claim their selling proposition is. Like, what are they asserting is the reason you should sign up for them over anybody else? I can't get my head around it. So they suppose they have an AI repricer with their again, this is so cheesy, but like their yo-yo, they call it their yo-yo. Apply the yo-yo. I'm looking at it right here. Apply yo-yo. It actually says that. Auto adjust max price based on seller fulfilled prime offers. Why, of all the possible settings, why are those the only two? This might be the worst. This is actually without question the worst repricer I've seen. I mean, the features that are missing from this, I wouldn't even know where to begin. It's not even like would be here all night. It's not even like it would make sense to even rattle off a few. Because no matter how many I rattled off, I'd still be missing 90% of it. Because there's just too many fundamental features that are missing. Too many options that every other repricer has. No mention of SKU, no mention of sales rank, no mention of condition, no mention of category. What are we even doing? This has got to be some kind of like social experiment. Like, what can we get people to pay $250 for? I've done several other videos like this. I've always been really thorough. I gotta tell you, I am done. I have no interest in probing any further. I don't care if I'm missing pages. I don't care about anything. I am so done with SellerSnap. This is the worst repricer I've ever seen. There is nothing intuitive about it. Nothing makes sense. None of these preset pricing rules make any sense at all. They're missing every possible thing they could be missing. Every attribute that is relevant to setting a price is missing from these features. Everything. And the features they choose to add are almost completely useless. I have never... What I would not give to sit down with the team that made this and just sit back and just say, this is your opportunity to defend yourself. Go. Like, what would they say? Here's my theory, you guys. I think, and I kind of referenced this a second ago, I think this is a repricer for sellers that have, and I said this, zero interest in the most minimal understanding of pricing, and they just want to push a button and have everything done for them. And they don't care if it's done right. They don't care if it's done wrong. They don't care about anything. They just want it done. That's all I can gather from this. I want so badly for this to make sense, and it just can't make sense. I'm going to go back to their website. Features. There's no customer pricing strategies. Combine AI algorithmic repricing with customizable conditions. There is almost zero customization to SellerSnap. Where are the screenshots? Where is this velocity driven price? Like, where are these things? Give me the screenshots. I want proof any of this exists. And they have, it's like a robust amount of content here, like webinars, a blog. They have events. What does this even mean? They have their own conference? No way. No, I think these are conferences they just appear at. God, this is wild. I can't get over the price, $250 a month. I cannot get over that. And that's the lowest pricing tier. And where is the mention of Walmart? It says Walmart pricing. There is no Walmart pricing. It literally doesn't exist. I mean, that's it. I've clicked every single thing you can click. There is just simply nothing here. All right, you guys, we're done. Sorry. Do not sign up for SellerSnap. And if you have signed up for SellerSnap, please defend yourself. Jump in the comments. Defend yourself.